Hello and welcome to the Voice of TOD. I'm Tom, and today we're going to talk about Microsoft layoffs. More specifically focused in the Halo realm. Obviously you can see the page, we're over here on DualShockers, link in description below. I'm concerned. As and you guys know, the people who've been watching my videos for a while or seen my Halo videos will know how big of a Halo fan I am. I haven't talked about Halo Infinite much. That's on purpose. I need to replay it, but I played it when it came out over a year ago and haven't had the desire to go back to it. I think that's telling. And then we talked about Bonnie Ross leaving, moving on. A couple of months back now, was it September time? And the shake-up there, and the new things going on at 343, and my hope was sort of for Joseph Staten to shepherd Halo back into a golden age, which is I think what the plan was when he went there, to get Infinite in a shippable state for that delayed year that he was with them at 343. But it seems like that's not going to be the case, because Halo veteran Joseph Staten reportedly leaving 343 Industries amid mass layoffs. Now it does say here he's supposedly set to join or rejoin the Xbox publishing team. He was with them before he went to 343. He's been at the publishing team for a while. I'm pretty sure he worked on or helped publish Tell Me Why? Was it Tell Me Why? The Life is Strange people's game that came to Game Pass. I can't remember what they're called. Don't Nod, I think it is. Don't Nod, one of them. So he's just moving back into his previous role, and it's a role that he did love. But he does have a love for Halo, and on top of 10,000 layoffs hitting Microsoft over the next couple of months is scary anyway. That's 5% of their workforce. But Joseph is Halo. I'm really concerned about this. Let's run through the article, because I haven't read this yet. It might be clear that I don't need to be concerned, but let's run through this. So, following up on a prior reporting that Microsoft's mass layoffs had affected Xbox and Bethesda developers, specifically 343 Industries, Bloomberg journalist Jason Schreier, who's notorious for his accurate insider reports, is now claiming that Halo veteran Joseph Staten is also leaving 343 Industries. However, he hasn't been fired. Staten is instead rejoining Xbox Publishing, the division he left back in 2020 to help 343 finalise development on Halo Infinite. Staten worked on the original Halo trilogy as Director of Cinematics, responsible for the development of the game's cutscenes as well as its mission scripts. He worked on storyboard for the spin-off title Halo 3 ODST, my personal favourite Halo game, and lastly worked on the original Destiny as a writer and design director before leaving Bungie in 2013. So there's the tweet there. I don't really understand American financials and stuff. I'm sure it's similar to how British businesses work. We know that Xbox, financials, they're going to be doing alright. Microsoft aren't messing around. But Xbox haven't shipped anything for a while. Nothing huge, anyway. Nothing big and exciting. They're meant to be having a big year this year, and I think that's where a lot of these layoffs will be coming from. As games ship, I think it's fairly common that people move around, move to different studios. If you spend 5 years, maybe less, but something like Starfield, if you've spent 5-10 years working on concept to development to shipping, you're probably going to want a break. It happens quite a lot when big games ship. There's a move around, but this is still scary. But back to Joe. He returned to Microsoft in 2014 to work in the Xbox Publishing division, which works to partner with independent studios to publish games outside of first party. The Halo franchise had been handed over to 343, and due to Halo Infinite's troubled development, Staten was moved to 343 in order to lead the campaign to completion. Though he had remained within 343 now a full year after the campaign's release, he's allegedly heading back to Xbox Publishing. I just want to point out something. 343's workers, the talented folks that work there, and they are talented, they've done everything that they could with what I believe a bad leadership setup for Halo. Halo 4 isn't a terrible game. People don't like it because the multiplayer isn't as strong as previous, but the story is very lore focused. maybe to its detriment. But Halo 4 isn't terrible. Halo 5, on the other hand, the multiplayer is actually pretty fun. The campaign is a train wreck, which is really sad because it brings back one of my favourite characters from Halo, Eddie Buck, in Nathan Fillion. It's obvious why I love that character. It's Nathan Fillion. I mean, who doesn't love Nathan Fillion? But it had so much that it could have done, and it didn't just miss. It missed the whole target. It missed everything. It was shooting in a different field to where it should have gone. Let's put it that way. And Infinite delayed, problems, came out. A lot of people liked it, but it's fallen off a cliff since then. The multiplayer I think it's one of the best Halo multiplayer games. There's just no support for it. It's half-baked. Even now, over a year on, it's not a finished game. It should not have shipped in the state that it's in currently, regardless of when it shipped, December 2021. So 343, despite the talent that is there, have been failing Halo. So I'm not surprised there's big layoffs at 343. It's sad. It's always sad when anybody loses their jobs. Finding work is hard, especially if you're specifically built into a talent like they are. But surely there's going to be other studios looking. But it's not just them that's getting hit. This isn't a 343 targeted thing. But still, it's never nice when you hear people losing their jobs. But 343 have mishandled every element of the Halo license. Except the books. The books are still very good. I do enjoy the books. The TV show was an absolute bloody joke and everybody should be laid off that had anything to do with that. The whole concept of it. Make Halo. Don't make some crap sci-fi shit in a Halo skin. If you're going to make a Halo TV show, you've got 21 years of canon material that is excellent, from games, from books, from comics, from the smaller movies, the trailers that you've done over the 20 years. Don't make the shit that you served up in Halo Season 1. Back to the article. This match reporting from Lords of Gaming, who claimed that the single player side of 343 had been hit by the layoffs worst of all. According to Lords of Gaming's anonymous sources, at least 60 people from 343 have been fired. Over on the multiplayer side, 343 Industries has faced a lot of scrutiny, as many fans consider that the studio's output of new content and modes has been underwhelming. News of these Microsoft layoffs first broke yesterday, but it's unclear whether or not it would affect Xbox and its gaming division. Besides 343, it's been confirmed that Bethesda employees have been affected as well. Microsoft finalised its acquisition of Bethesda in early 2021, adding around 2,000 employees to its payroll. Microsoft currently has another, much larger acquisition pending, one to purchase Call of Duty publisher Activision Blizzard for $69 billion. We've all heard about it. It's still going on. There's court cases, there's all kinds of stuff going on with that. I'm not even going near that. But that would add a further 9,000 employees. However, it's facing significant pushback from the regulatory institutions in the US, EU and UK, all of who, I'm not getting into it. I'm not getting into that. That's a whole different story. I saw the Lords of Gaming report and I didn't want to cover it because it didn't seem like we had anything official. But now with the Joe Staten move as well, this is clearly significant because Joe is very campaign focused. The fact that the single player side of 343 is being hit the hardest, that's worrying for two reasons. Reason one, the single player content is lacking. I kind of need to talk about Infinite to do this. As I've said, I need to replay it, and the replay may change my mind, but I didn't love Infinite. I think it missed a lot of the things that they set up in 5. Now granted, 5 was a train wreck, but still, there are books that spin off 5. It is a canon Halo experience, and the story still counts. But they scrapped the entire thing and tried to gloss over it with masking tape. The problem that we have then is there going to be DLC? What's happening to the other characters that we've fallen in love with from Halo 4 and 5? For me, it's Alpha 9, who are very much still out there if you've read the books. That's the ODST team with Eddie Buck, Nathan. It's basically half the cast of Firefly and a couple of the people from Battlestar Galactica. How could you not love them in a Halo game? And Lasky is missing. Halsey, the mother of the Spartan 2s, is still MIA. Infinity's gone. We don't know where. There is a book that I'm sort of reading, but I've lost my excitement for Halo at the minute. But there is a book that details the 6-month period from the start of Halo Infinite to when you start as Chief. And the game is Chief focused, which is good. But the stories are just not good enough, especially in the modern age. If you want to do the free-to-play multiplayer thing, which they've done, they've implemented, it's a live service multiplayer, we're going to do loads of season passes, they've done 2, and a couple of free events. The customization is lacking, there's so much lacking in that side of it, but they wanted to do multiplayer free, so they've done that. So that means your campaign can be free of multiplayer, you can have multiplayer unlocks and things, but your campaign is now a single individual purchase. It's got to be good, and Halo deserves God of War style story. Big, epic, Master Chief against the world, or Master Chief and allies. Where's Blue Team? Where's all of the people from the last 20 years that are still in the lore? What is going on? This is either a really good thing for Halo, because they're getting rid and they're starting again, or this could well be the end of Halo as we know it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one.